It's Black Panther 2 weekend. As crowds return to Wakanda, what can they expect? The film critic who led the recast T'Challa movement is here with his take. That's all ahead on today's People to People. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is finally in theaters. After the devastating death of Chadwick Boseman, many didn't know how the franchise would go forward. Film critic Emmanuel Noisette, director of the Chicago Indie Critics Association, led a movement to recast T'Challa. But now that the movie's out, does he think differently about it? Well, he's joining us right now to tell us. Do you feel differently about it?
So I will say this, because I don't want to spoil the movie for anyone.
Okay.
I am in a wait and see type of position. I want to see what does Marvel do after this movie, and I think they have a lot of legwork.
Okay.
Because again, I'm not going to spoil it, but what they set up at the end of the film, I just want to make sure it's not something symbolic or whatever. I want them to go ahead and put a lot of energy into it and build it up, just like they would with, you know, any other franchise.
James Bond, I remember last time you said that was your comparison.
Right,
yeah, because you really wanted them to recast T'Challa.
I did.
And go on another adventure.
Yes, no, I mean, look, T'Challa was a historical figure, you know, in terms of comic book lore. He was one of the first black characters in mainstream comics. He was kind of like our Superman, you know, in a sense. So for me, the biggest thing was, I'm not going to tell Marvel when to recast, how to recast, or what to do with their stories. I'm just saying, look, the portrayal of this character matters, and it would be a good thing to continue it eventually.
So in movie history, not only is Chadwick Boseman dead, but so is T'Challa.
Apparently, that is what's being advertised. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but yes, the synopsis of the film is that the king is gone, the king is dead, and the whole movie is really about how do you move on? How do you continue in a state of mourning and grief? And we, you know, explore all of that throughout the film, through all the characters, you know, all the people that were close with T'Challa, you know, from his mother, his sister, Nakia, M'Baku, all of them. And yeah, we're really just going through that journey.
Should Michael B. Jordan have been brought back, you think?
I think that Michael B. Jordan is a fantastic actor, and if he comes back, it would always be a treat for the audiences, because, I mean, who doesn't like Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah. Where did they go wrong in this movie?
So, I think one of the weaknesses of this film is probably the writing. You know, Ryan Coogler, the director, did come out and say that, you know, after Chadwick's passing, they rewrote the entire script. They had a script originally, and it was completely focused on the character of T'Challa. It was going to dig deeper into his psyche, his character, and so on. But after his passing, Ryan Coogler just, according to him, he couldn't imagine someone else being in that role. So he pretty much took his experience, you know, the fact that he's mourning, the cast and crew are mourning, and they kind of infuse that into the story. And that was the decision they made, and it's going to be up to audiences in terms of how effective it is when you actually watch the film.
There's a lot of hype leading up to this movie, even more than the other movie. Why do you think that is?
I think it is because of the previous film, right? The first film was something unprecedented. It was phenomenal. We had no idea. You know, I don't even think Marvel knew how big of a deal it was or it was going to be. And, you know, it's kind of like the nature of the beast. When you have something really, really great, you want to see, well, can you repeat it? Can you follow it up?
Yeah.
And again, that's going to be a question for audiences to answer of whether it can or not. For me personally, I don't think it lives up to the first one, but in fairness, it's doing something completely different. The first film was really about upliftment, and you had all this black culture and all that. And this one, like I mentioned, it's about grief, it's about mourning.
And the first one kind of introduced you to the first black superhero, too.
Right.
And that was, you know, nobody's ever seen anything like that before. I mean, people were curious. They wanted to learn more about that. How could this be? How could a black man be a superhero?
Right, and a king.
Yeah, at that, both, you know. And so I think that had a lot to do with it. Tell us about this, the cancer fundraiser that's going on.
So, yes, you know, one thing that I wanted to do, you know, to just bring some light to the legacy of Chadwick Boseman, I started the Wakanda Forever challenge, right? And that is on GoFundMe, and the whole purpose of it is to just donate funds to help St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. We're trying to fight against children's cancer. This was the same organization, the same hospital that Chadwick Boseman visited. So while he was fighting cancer, he was visiting these same kids fighting cancer. And this is while he was shooting Black Panther. So
and no one knew.
No one knew. So I figured it'd be a good gesture to just continue this man's work, his legacy, by trying to raise funds for these kids, for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, because I hate cancer and I love kids. So. You know, I thought it would be a good way to go.
Now, how does his wife feel about this? I know that she's been interviewed about this new movie and everything.
Yeah. So from what I understand...
Widow, I should say,
Yes. What I understand, at the end credits of the film, there's a special thanks to her. And a lot of that is because Ryan Coogler, the director, was in close consultation with her and the rest of the Boseman family. So from my understanding, they're good.
Yeah.
You know.
What about the performances, though? I mean, we've seen. Are they phenomenal?
I'm glad you asked that because the best thing about Wakanda Forever is the performances. My goodness.
So at least you got some good out of it.
No. Let me tell you something. If Angela Bassett does not get an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be real mad.
Again.
She kills it. She is amazing in this film. Letitia Wright does a wonderful job. Lupita, my goodness, she's on automatic. You know, Winston Duke is great. The acting is phenomenal. You know, and that goes along with the action in the film. There's so many shiny things to look at. The fights, the battles. It's a spectacle to see for sure.
So we should go see it.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I would absolutely tell people, go give the movie a shot. I would just say, don't go in expecting the first film, because this is going to be an emotional journey. It's a different journey.
All right. Emmanuel Noisette, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You can contribute to the Wakanda Forever Challenge to fight children's cancer at GoFundMe.com. And you can find Emmanuel's reviews all over, including the MovieBlog.com. We'll be right back.
If you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss out the next time I drop a video. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.